Good evening everyone. Welcome to the second class on current affairs under the Aglavia program. So what we are going to do here is we will discuss 30 questions which is from very relevant themes for prelims 23. Okay. Before starting the class, let's have a look at the current affairs test series, that is Current Edge. So here we are only discussing 30 questions per week from current affairs. So if you want to practice more, if you want to go through the workbook and other features of the program, you can have a look. There are 18 tests around which is solely based on current affairs. So you can get the workbook every week. You will get a workbook of 30 page, 40 page, which will comprehensively cover the current affairs from January 2022 to till prelims. Okay. So different sources like Yojana, H2H, Science Reporter, PIB, all major sources are covered under the current affairs test series itself. Let's go ahead. So this is the workbook you will get. The idea of the workbook is you will have an opportunity to have an integrated approach to current affairs. Have sit. You can sit here. Close. So the idea of workbook is have. Yeah, let's continue. Idea of workbook is instead of having a very factual approach to current affairs, we'll have an integrated approach. So like some fact information will be given. After that, you have to ponder upon it. What more can come on it? If we are studying Gaganyaan engine, we are studying about Vigas engine which is used here. Where we are using Vigas engine, Gaganyaan mission is sent into low Earth orbit. So what is low Earth orbit? What kind of satellites are being sent into low Earth orbit? These are the questions which you need to ponder on based on the news or facts that is given here. So some kind of an interactive approach is to be developed in utilizing this workbook. Let's go ahead. This is different pages of the workbook. You can go through it. Some samples are uploaded in the Telegram channel. You can get the samples from there. Okay, let's start today's class. So this is the first question. I'll give you 30-40 seconds. Go through the question and answer this. You can start the poll. Okay. So how do you solve this answer? So our approach in solving these questions will be, anyway, if you know every facts, then you can answer this question. We are not going to a fully factual based solving the questions. What we do is we'll try to solve this question with minimum knowledge by linking it with some concepts, some current affairs news which you are aware about. Okay. So what answer you solve for this? Marked A, one only. So we have 4 statements here. India is a part of IPEF and embraces all 4 pillars of the framework. What is IPEF basically? Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. What does it stands for? What is the core idea behind it? It is not to facilitate trade. When we look at the IPEF, we look at the globalization era. From after Second World War. We have Bretton Woods institution virtually controlling the economics of the world. Now, what is the idea of Bretton Woods institutions? That is based on free trade. Promote trade, reduce the tariffs. All idea of the economic system under the Bretton Woods system was promoting free trade and having more openness to trade. Now this is slowly getting changed. How it is getting changed in recent times? Deglobalization trend is happening. Yeah. So what it says is, suppose if USA under Bretton Woods system, it would only look at the efficiency, where the production can be done with minimum cost. That's why huge amount of investment came to China in last 30 years, if you see. Now what the world is witnessing is, China is immensely growing. And China is trying to threaten the US based system, even militarily in its neighborhood, or in World Bank or UN, everywhere China is threatening a US based global order. Now what is the consequence of this? What is consequence of this? World is going to from efficiency based trading or completely open trading, world is moving towards friendshoring. What is friendshoring? It is not the cost of production that only defines investment. You make the supply chain in your friendly countries. Like China is doing, what China is doing, they are militarizing their command over the supply chain. So in order to stop that, make the investment, shift the production or global supply chain into friendly countries. So it is in this context IPEF is formed. Mainly Indo-Pacific countries are part of it. Now you answered this answer as A. One major mistake is you have not read about IPEF. When answering a question, there are different, what really matters. Like in market, you can see different 10 tricks to solve prelims, 15 tricks to solve prelims. Lot of tricks are flowing in the market. Now what is the consequence of this? You can apply all the tricks. Many of the tricks when you look, it may be applicable in some of the PYQs also. But only trick is not going to help you. You should have a very strong knowledge base. Only once you have that knowledge base, then the tricks and all you can apply to some level above it. Then you can find some XYZ answers to it. So in this question, if you have read anything about IPEF, we'll see in the next slide. IPEF is having, the idea of IPEF we discussed in the last slide. So in IPEF, there is having a flexible system. That is 4 major pillars are there: trade, supply chain, clean economy and fair economy. And the countries are not necessarily required to have join all these. And what is India's stance? India didn't join the trade. India joined only 3 pillars of the IPEF. So this is a core concept of IPEF. If you don't know this current affairs news, then no trick you can apply in this question. What else? Who are next 2 options are who are the IPEF members. Even if you are going for a guess, you can take this as correct. If Indo-Pacific agreement is there, there is very less chance a European country to be part of it. So this should be right. One should be right. You should know from your knowledge base. It is only when you know first option is correct from your knowledge base, then here you are applying some tricks. European countries you are guessing it, then it all helps. 1 and 3 kidhar aa raha hai? You are getting answers 1, 3 and 4. This is also wrong. First statement is also wrong. So this cannot be answered, this cannot be answered. From this we know 3 is right. So either the 2 or 3. Now we discussed about the idea of IPEF. IPEF is not a free trade agreement like RCEP. RCEP is propounding FTA, free trade agreement between ASEAN and some other countries. So our answer will be C, 3 only. Okay, who are other IPEF country? You go through the map. Mainly ASEAN countries are there, but all ASEAN countries are not part of it. Myanmar is not part of it. One more country is not part of it. Then Australia is there, US is there. Okay, go ahead. Answer next question. Yeah, firstly answer this question. Answered? Okay. So what is answer? Second question. Answer is D. So how you reach the answer? SEPA is a partnership that is much beyond even FTA. So beyond FTA, something is a part of it. There is high chance that IPR and investment related things should be part of it. Even you can have some issues related to IPR. Investment should be part of it. That is one logic you can see. What is other thing? No, in this statement itself. What other logic you can apply? This is a deal between India and UAE. If you remember, India has already a investment agreement with UAE. Investment sovereign fund is investing something like 75 billion US dollars in India, in agriculture, infrastructure, all this. So we already have investment is one of the key area of interest between India and UAE. And we are signing something like that is much beyond FTA. So there is high chance investment related areas should be part of the deal. Okay. So one should be wrong. And what is UAE is the 5th largest trading partner in India in FY22. So who is largest trading partner? For a long time we had China, but in FY22 we have US as the largest trading partner. I think China is still coming back in FY23 maybe. And UAE is the 3rd largest trading partner. So this 5th can be wrong. What is another approach you can use here? This is a very much factual. So whenever you see a very factual statement, there is high chance it can go wrong. Okay, understanding? So this is quite easy question. You can use some of the basic knowledge, you can use some of the context to find out the correct answer. Okay, go ahead. So these are some details of this agreement from May 2022. It came into force. Then almost many things are under it. Go ahead, answer the third question. Okay. What is the answer? Box. How you got the answer? Thing is, when you have so many options, at least find those options which you are 100% sure that it is correct or wrong. Getting? At least find one option or two options which you are 100% sure it should be wrong. If you can remember, Denmark is a part of, Greenland is part of Denmark. Greenland is at the top of Europe, so Denmark can be a part of it. So 3 should be part of the answer. You can eliminate 2 options from that. Then if you can remember Estonia, you told it is Eastern Europe, so it cannot be part of it. Iceland is also very much above Europe, so it can be also part of Nordic region. Poland is near Germany, it cannot be part of it. So correct answer is 1, 3 and 5. Go through the map. Why we are asking this is not because you need to know all the world map. Some Nordic, India and Nordic country summit was happening in 2018 recently, and some follow-up was being done. So it is in this context this question is coming. So whenever India is having some context, or Prime Minister is visiting a set of countries, or President is visiting, just have a look of the map of that set of countries. Okay. So this is the map. 5 countries are a part of Nordic countries. Denmark. Who are the countries? Denmark, Norway, Iceland, Sweden and Finland. Okay. Go ahead. Answer the 4th question. Okay. So what is the answer? So this is a new set of questions that started asking last year. So is it making it more difficult or easy? It is usually more difficult, because otherwise if you know one of the option, you can eliminate some of the option. 2 options are eliminated, you can at least go for a 50% guess. But getting here, it becomes more difficult with this. So what is the answer for this? You must see only 3 pairs. 3 pairs are right. Not correctly matched. Okay. Let's see. So what is the relevance of these areas? You can recollect any one of the area you can recollect. क्या है ये? Vanuatu Islands. That is in Pacific Ocean. What is the current affairs related to it? It declared climate emergency. That is an island which is highly vulnerable to sea level rise. So it declared itself a climate emergency. So that was in it. It is in Pacific. So 1 pair is right. Koilastilla gas field. That is something, a new gas field that is discovered in Bangladesh. So that was also in news. That is also correct option. Next 2 options both are wrong. Pentanal wetland, that is one of the biggest wetland is in the world. That is in South America and it is getting destroyed. So this is wrong. Abidjan is not in Libya. It is in Costa Rica or Cote d'Ivoire. Okay. COP15 of UNCCD was happened at this place. Go ahead. So whenever one summit is happening, at least make a separate list for all the places you see in the news. At least 1-2 questions every year are coming from these areas. Make a separate book or pages. Whenever you see some places in news, note down in those. Even if you start now, you can have a very good list till prelims. Go ahead. Only this is very factual question. Only apply tricks in those questions where you can get some connection. No connection, no, you are reading these places for the first time, then better not to apply any trick. Leave that question. Even strategically leaving some question is part of correctly answering the paper. Go ahead. Answer the 5th question. Okay. So what is answer for this? You mark C 1 and 3. Why? National Standard Body of India. Recently you have heard somewhere this. And BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, National Standard Body of India is very much synonym. You can relate with it. Now hallmarking of gold, scheme for gold and silver jewelry. This also some advertisement, some here and there you should have heard it. 916 gold, all these are symbol of BIS. All these are done by BIS itself. In the second option, it is highly factual option. That is, there is a Ministry of Commerce and Industry is asked. So factual option can go wrong. So you can opt for C. So this is applicable only when you know first and second are right. So 1, 2 and right, you have to guess from 2 options. These were till this place you need to reach by your knowledge base. Now from elimination of this you can use some tricks. This becomes a very factual option. It can go wrong. So under which ministry it is? Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Correct. Yes. Details are provided. You can go through it. Okay. So firstly answer 6 questions. Okay. Left the question. What is the context of this question? What is status of section 124I IPC? That is sedition law basically. So what is current status of the law? It is? Batao? Thing is, you are saying it is constitutionally valid. When I ask this status, the problem is you don't know what happened in the recent past. You are answering from Lakshmikant knowledge or some knowledge which you built over the long back. Recently some major thing happened in sedition law. What was that? In 2022 we have a verdict, this same verdict, SG Wombatkere case. So what Supreme Court told in this case is, Supreme Court told center to review section 124A. Not just it told to review it, it also kept the 124A in suspension. That is, all cases that is pending under sedition law is kept under suspension. Only after center now reviews it or makes some amendment, then only Supreme Court will consider the constitutional validity if required. So there is a major development regarding sedition law, and it is not at all advisable you are not knowing it. Yes. Released. Something is happening very active. This is something happening after independence for the first time. Supreme Court is taking a very stern position on sedition law. So what are the other 2 cases? These are all related to sedition itself. In Kedarnath, Supreme Court upheld the constitutional validity of sedition. Some criteria were defined. That is, intention of the act is very much important, and there should be some direct call for violence. Then only it becomes sedition. Simply criticism of the XYZ government will not amount to sedition. So some precautions were put under the Kedarnath case in 1962, but overall Supreme Court upheld the constitutional validity of the law. In the Balwant Singh case also, Supreme Court took a very similar stance. Precaution criteria were little bit strengthened or repeated, but constitutional validity of sedition was upheld. So this has been changed in the recent case, in 2022 case. Okay, so answer will be D. All these cases are related to sedition law. There is some other case also. If you can you can go through it. Why we are asking this case? Sometimes not that much case come in the exam, but this is such a major development. That's why we are keeping in this question as case itself. Okay. Go ahead, answer the 7th question. Okay, what is answer? So tell me what logic you applied here. El Salvador has adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. This news you know. So there is high chance a country which is this much supporting Bitcoin, they can do some bond can be issued, they can more support Bitcoin. So that is one logic. And see the other options. China cannot be part of it. If China itself is coming with some kind of cryptocurrency that developed by China, then it can go for some kind of it. But Bitcoin is a private currency. China will not take a stance that is supporting of private currencies. Then we have USA and Australia. Both these countries are some way more aligned towards US dollar system, even still. Even though they are open to Bitcoin or new technologies, it is very low chance it will, in recent past, will go for legal tender or take a very big step like this. So moreover, you can, even though you exactly don't know the answer, you can go for option D. Okay, that is the correct answer. And go through the map of where is this country, particular country. Go ahead, answer the 8th question. Okay. So what is the answer for this question? What you marked? Okay, take it as correct for time being. It is a mistake, correct in that paper. D is the answer. X answer is correct. So what is the logic you can apply here? First, go through the order. See the first statement. Sugarcane production in India has been consistently increasing over the last decade. So whatever crop in India, Indian production is highly dependent on monsoon. Some El Nino is happening, some rainfall is reducing, some heat wave. In wheat production, we have seen India has record low wheat production last year. Why? It was impacted by heat wave in April. So some or other reason highly climate dependent is Indian agriculture. So it's very difficult to have any crop consistently increasing over last decade. So you can mostly rule out the option A. What about second option? India is largest producer and exporter of sugar. So how you reach a conclusion in this option? You know factually this country is the largest. That is one way. Another way is India has huge population, 1.4 billion or something like that. Even though India can be large producer of the sugar, it is very low chance India can be largest exporter of sugar, because the consumption level in India will be too huge. Even you can see a similar trend for tea. India is largest producer of tea, but Indian tea consumption is too huge that India cannot be largest exporter of tea. So more higher chance, even though you don't know exactly the answer, more chance this option can also go wrong. What is third option? Largest sugar producing state in India is Rajasthan. How can this be correct? Sugarcane is most water intense crop. It is very low chance that highest is coming from Rajasthan, which is a water deficient state. So all these options are wrong. Your answer will be D. Okay. Go ahead, some details are provided here. Highest sugar producing state is Maharashtra. After that, Uttar Pradesh. Go ahead. Yeah, answer the 9th question. क्या हो गया? Done? What is the answer? A. Why you marked A? World Bank only provides money. Okay. Skill is not part of ILO. Can be. It's a labor. Ministry of Skill Development. So you can rule out this. You have 50-50, then you marked A. Answer is correct. So even if you can't eliminate any of the option, then better leave it. It is totally first time you are seeing it. If you can at least eliminate 2 options, there is sense in going for a risk in it. Okay, so here it is an initiative by World Economic Forum. Idea is skilling 1 billion people by new upcoming skills by 2030. Okay. Answer the 10th question. हो गया? So what is answer? Answer is you mark D. Thing is, answer is, it is asked correct. Answer is C. Both options are correct. Land for Life Award. Why it is being asked? Recently, this award was given to some initiative in Rajasthan. So some Indian department is given the award. So that's why this question come into being. Secondly, the report Global Land Outlook Report. This is published by UNCCD itself. Both the options are correct. Factual details you can go through. Recent summit happened. This is the same location that came in other question. So theme was land, life, legacy from scarcity to prosperity and all. Yeah. Okay. How is? No, that will be decided by some assembly and all. Usually it rotates in different continent every year. Okay. No specific rule, I think. Only location you keep a note of it, whichever summit happened in last 2 years or 1.5 years. Go ahead. Again, we told that all these organizations, especially the environmental organization, every year lot many questions are coming. So keep a list of 10-15 organizations. Before going to prelims, At least go through their website, about page, recent initiatives. At least have a look at this organization website, not just the institute provided material. Have a look, anything that is recently launched, just have an idea of it. Okay. Go ahead, answer the 11th question. Okay. So what is the answer for this? This is also very factual question. All 4 pairs are correct. All pairs are not correct. Not correctly. All pairs are not correctly matched. That's what you are saying. It is not the correct answer. Thing is, what is the importance of all this? All these are recently in news. Either they are declared as tiger reserves or an NTCA recommended declaring these as tiger reserve. Somewhere it is pending. So both the first three sanctuaries, that is Guru Ghasidas National Park, Tamor Pinkla Wildlife Sanctuary and Sunabeda Wildlife Sanctuary. All these are from Chhattisgarh. So only this is correct option. Now this Mahadeshwara Hills, that is in Karnataka itself. So at least 2 option is correct. So if it is not correct asked, only 2 pairs is correct. You can pick that. Okay. This is also very much factual question. But the idea is, when you learn the tiger reserve, instead of simply taking a list and learning every tiger reserve in India, at least learn those tiger reserves that are recently declared or that is being recommended by NTCA, or that kind of approach should be followed. For tiger reserve, wildlife sanctuary, national park, for everything like this. Somewhere it is in news, that then only then there is a chance for coming in the exam. Okay. Go ahead. So some factual information, you can go through it. Where it is written? It's bordering on. Go ahead. So answer the 12th question. Okay. It's a very easy question, I guess. Very conceptual question. How you answered this? Curbing inflation is our target. So what will government do or central bank do? Reduce money supply. So if increasing revenue expenditure means, that is increasing money supply. So one cannot be part of it. This is gone, this is gone. Now increasing direct tax means less money available with private sector, less savings, less in demand will be there in economy. This can be a probable step. 2 should be part of the answer. But you cannot eliminate any of this. Impose export restriction on food products. How will you identify this? This is what we recently told wheat exports. India was having very low production of wheat last year due to the heat wave in April 2022. But despite having those things, India's wheat price rise is very minimal. Why? Because government imposed the export restrictions. So once export restrictions are coming into play, the demand supply is increasing in the domestic economy. So price rise is being controlled. So 3 can be part of the answer. Here also either of these can be answer. Reduce repo rate. What will happen if reduced repo rate is reduced? Interest rate will reduce, money supply will increase. So this cannot be an option for curbing inflation. 4 cannot be part of the answer. So your answer is B, 2 and 3 only. Okay, very conceptual question. Let's go ahead. Answered. What is the answer? A. Okay. So how you answered this? This is one kind of question where if you simply sit with the logic, then you can go totally wrong. Because you will see some year is there, it can be easily changed. So you mark this wrong, then all your answer got wrong. What is important is this second option. That is, it focus on formation of village water sanitation committee. So one village water sanitation committee is being formed, bottom up approach. They are very much in sync with options. And is Swachh Bharat mission. All mission we have seen, bottom up approach is key integral part of it. So there is high chance second option can be wrong, can be right. So you can at least eliminate C. Now this option, if you want to answer this, you should have some knowledge base. Then only you can answer this. You really know some states have already achieved this, like Gujarat recently achieved. That's why we put this question. Goa is there, Puducherry is there. So many states have already achieved this target. And it is, you can apply one more logic. If one is correct, that is to be achieved in 2024. At least some advanced states which have good infrastructure might have possibly achieved it before 1 year. That is very much feasible. In SBM also, some states were very prominent in achieving the targets very early. So these kind of logics you can apply. But thing is, only logic will not work. Some kind of basic knowledge you should be aware of. So what is the answer? A. Go ahead, answer the 14th question. What is the answer? B. How you go to reach B? How you got B? 2 only, right? Thing is, it is a new technology, liquid nano urea. Then what are the options in B? Crop productivity, reduce soil, water, air pollution. All these are issues which our fertilizer sector is facing. Crop productivity is very less. Why? Because our all fertilizer industry is highly focused on urea. All other fertilizers are somewhere get neglected. And where this urea is coming from? It is coming from natural gas. We don't have enough reserves. So all these advantages which you have written here are somewhere or other related to problems of fertilizer sector. Now if more urea is put into the land, it leads to all kind of pollution. There will be emissions of this ammonia gas, there will be water pollution, runaway pollutions, air is also getting polluted. So 2, very high chance 2 can be a right option. Now to answer first question, you should have some basic clarity. That is, you should have gone through the news. Otherwise, you will have to, if 2 is correct, we take either B or C. You have to go for guessing from either of these. So it is not applied to soil. It is directly sprayed into the plant. Leaves, stem, all part of the plant can absorb this fertilizer. So that is speciality of liquid nano urea. Okay, this you will come to mind only when you are at least somewhere read it. You have seen it, though you can easily identify it. At least you should have read it to get some idea of the first option. Otherwise, you can only guess it out of 2. Go ahead. So these are some basic details. Some plant is recently opened. So that's why the question recent current affairs relevance of this. It is opened in Gujarat. Sprayed directly to leaves and get absorbed by the plant. Okay. Go ahead, answer the 15th question. Okay. So what is the answer? B. How you reach B? Thing is, that is to some extent correct, but there are some batteries with same material also, with some other properties being changed. But to some extent, this is, you can apply the logic. At least in lithium ion batteries, that is a liquid electrolyte battery, there is everything is of different material. Anode is of graphite, you can see here. Anode is of graphite material. Cathode is made of nickel, cobalt and manganese based oxide. And electrolyte is basically the lithium. And what is the next thing? Solid state batteries. Solid state batteries means the electrolyte itself will be in solid. That means how the batteries work? When you are charging, the ion moves in opposite direction. When discharging, ions moves in other direction. So in solid state battery, the movement of ions is not required. Even that movement is getting eliminated. So this is an upcoming technology. So it is, some benefits are given, like higher energy density than lithium ion battery. So high probability this can be right and first can be wrong. So the answer is B itself. Okay, you go home and read more about solid state batteries. What are the plan, what are the schemes for it, how it works, science of it. Go ahead. Answer the 16th question. What is the answer? B. It's not right. Let's see what is black hole. Stellar black holes. It's easy to understand from this person. When a big star dies, when a very big star dies, its lifetime is over, it collapses into itself. That is, a big star will reduce into almost zero volume. So at almost zero volume, its density will be infinite or very high density. At this density, it is having that much power to pull everything into it. That is, even light doesn't come out of it. So option 3 is correct, option 2 is correct. So whichever, at least you can eliminate one. Now see, what is singularity? That you know? Singularity means the center which we talked when a black hole collapses. Still not feasible for science to understand what exactly is the singularity. That point we call it singularity. Option 4 is also correct. Black holes were first predicted by Albert Einstein, general theory of relativity itself. First is also correct. Answer is D. So why we put this question? Recently, a image of black hole was being released by some scientist in USA. So how they make the image if it doesn't emit any light? There will be some circulating element around the black hole. Last photon, that is around the electron, that will not go inside it, that keep on rotating. So based on this principle, we are creating some image of it. Second, we have told that it doesn't emit light, but it has the ability to bend light. We have seen that, like we are seeing suppose some black hole is there, we are able to witness the galaxies that is beyond the black hole. We are witnessing from here, suppose, despite the black hole coming in between, the light will come like this, bent and reach us. So it can, even though it doesn't emit light, it has the ability to bend light of it. Other parts of, like singularity, other parts of it, that is given in your explanation note. You can go through it. Okay, go ahead. So answer this 17th question. Done? Very factual question. The idea behind putting this is sun temple is one theme that is regularly repeated. Where we have sun temples in Odisha, in Jammu. So all these 2, 3, 4 sun temples we have, make a list of it and go through it. And this statement is very straightforward said. It is one of the oldest. That should be right. And this temple is built by Karkota dynasty itself. So the answer is C. Both 1 and 2. Details are provided here. The temple is built in 8th century AD. Okay. It has been destroyed in 15th century by invading rulers. And recently it has been tagged as site of national importance. Go ahead. Answer the 18th question. Okay. What is the answer? B. Thing is, there is one very big mistake in this. Great Indian bustard is one of the largest bustard species. Out of 4 bustard species in India, Great Indian bustard is one of the largest. It's a very great factual mistake. Once you can identify it, it becomes all other options get eliminated and you can go for B. What is other knowledge you need to know this? They are mostly breed in monsoon season. This option is correct, but it is very difficult to apply some logic to it. Look at the third option. Project Great Indian Bustard has been started by Rajasthan government. Could this be right or wrong? It can be right. It can be right. Why? Because Rajasthan recently there was a Supreme Court case. Supreme Court, it is like these bustard are migratory species. They are greatly impacted by high tension wires. High tension wires. So it's a critically endangered species, only 150 is there, and they are constantly hit by some or other projects, electricity projects in Rajasthan. So Supreme Court has ordered Rajasthan government to bring in some project to conserve this great Indian bustard species. So this was in news. Okay. So factual data is given. It is critically endangered. Only 150 species are pending, like alive. Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So answer the 19th question. Okay. What is the answer? A is wrong. So the answer is C. Decarbonizing heavy industry and transport sector. This is also an initiative, recent initiative by World Economic Forum and US, launched at COP26. So again I am saying all these are launched by very major institutes itself, either WEF or IUCN. All the prominent institute schemes you should be well aware of. Okay. So this is basically focusing on decarbonization of heavy industry and transport sector. Heavy industry means something like cement, power industry, etc. Okay. Yes. Yeah, answer the 20th question. There is some mistake with the first statement. Just focus on next two statements. Okay. So what is the answer? Leave the answer. Let's discuss some underlying concepts. So what is difference between FDI and FII? If holding in a company is more than 10%, it can be regarded as FDI. If it is less than 10%, it can be institutional investment. What is the concept behind conceptual difference between both? FDI, the idea is they are physically capturing the management of the company. They are not just giving the money, but even the management control to some extent will be taken up by the company. That means there is much greater interest to get involved in every aspect of the business. If FDI investment is there. What about FII investment? They are only looking at the equity, share price and all this. When share price is high, they make the profit and go away. That is the only concern. No long-term perspective is there. So what is the recent trend of FDI and FII in India? If we look at FY financial year 2022, then India got a record high FDI investment. citing around something 83 billion US dollars. At the same time, if you look at the FII investment in India, what is happening to FII? Inflow or outflow? Overall FII, it is highly outflow from India. After consistently having high FII for last 3 years, in FY22, India's witnessed around rupees 1.2 lakh crore outflow of institutional investment. What is the reason for this? Taper tantrum. That is, US Fed is increasing the interest rates. So investors are seeing US as a much safer investment arena, and they are moving their investment from emerging countries like India into US. This is one reason why India is having rupees falling against dollar, or forex reserves are falling continuously over last few months. Okay, go ahead. So what is the second and third options? USA was the top contributor of India's FDI inflow. That is not correct. Singapore is the top. USA is second, I think. Mauritius being third. FDI are part of current account. How can it be part of current account? Current account means some trade should be there. Some services should go there and here. Money will go there. Some services will come here. There should be in bidirectional. These are all like capital investment. You are investing for considering a long-term perspective. So this is absolutely wrong. This is also wrong. This leave it. You understand the trend is important, basic concept is important. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, answer the 21st question. Okay, what is the answer? B. How you reach B? Shigella, where you heard it? It was in news during pandemic. It is basically, all these statements are correct. Shigella is a bacterial infection, leading cause of diarrhea. And it is worldwide infection, not just monkeypox. This is not correct. 2 is not correct. So answer will be 1 and 3, C. Okay. Monkeypox is zoonotic disease endemic to Asia and Africa. That is not correct. It is not endemic to Asia and Africa. It is being spread to other parts of the world also. What is Japanese encephalitis? Heard about this? In Bihar, some issue is happening. Children were dying some years back. So basically it is brain inflammation due to certain kind of infection. And it is spread through Aedes aegypti mosquitoes itself. Okay. So all these 1 and 3 are correct. You will get C as the answer. Answer the 22nd question. It's a very easy question. Okay. So what is the answer? It's a very easy question, straightforward question. Only mistake you should avoid is wireless fidelity is Wi-Fi itself. Don't think it is something new or something quantum technology or anything. In Wi-Fi, where is quantum technology being used? It is a stupid option. It cannot be right. Wrong. This technology is usually used for long distance data transfer. How it can be used for data transfer? Wi-Fi is used for long distance. It is only used within a building, within a floor and all. So both these options are wrong. Answer will be D. Some details are provided here. You can go through it. 100 meters is the range usually, Wi-Fi range. Okay. Radio waves. Yes, yes. Light fidelity. That means instead of radio wave, direct light will be transmitted to it. Here there should be like direct connection between, there should be the transmitter and receiver. Light fidelity. It is like it is used for much shorter distances, but the transmission speed will be higher. Okay, concept is much shorter distances with a higher transmission speed, and direct line of communication should be there between both. Answer the next question. It's also a very easy question. Okay. What is answer? Incorrect is asked. Don't make this mistake. Both statements are wrong. You will get it as C. So what is SDR? Asset reserve currency created by IMF. Very easy question. And it is currencies having how much currencies? 5 national currencies. Who are they? US dollar, euro, pound is there, Japanese yen is there, China's yuan, renminbi, that thing is there. 5 countries are part of it. Here also you can see this is a very factual option. High chance it can be wrong. This is a very simple direct option. Okay. Go ahead. 24th question, you can go through it. Okay. Very factual question. How you answered it? You marked B. Right. It is Kolkata. First metropolitan city to prepare register of biodiversity. Recently Kolkata did that. So, yeah, that is also another controversy. Lavender means it can be Jammu. Government is promoting lavender, government is promoting saffron. So many Jammu cultivation is being promoted. So there is probability this can go right. First state to digitize sale receipt of agriculture produce in mandis, that is by Punjab, not Haryana. So even if you know one, you can eliminate some of the options and you can take some risk and all. If you don't know any of these, then better not take risk. Leave the question. Completely factual questions. Okay. Yeah, these are some information regarding it. Can go through it. J-foam is called the Punjab that will give receipt to the farmers for selling in mandis. Which one? This one. This is for everything, I think. Grain market also it is being written. Yes, yes. Go ahead. 25th question. It's a very easy question. Whatever. What is the option? It's a conceptual question. Should be aware of. What is the answer? You're marking B. That's right. What is deep ecologism? Should be extension of ecology, and this is most matching option. Sometimes it works also in real exam also. This kind of thinking, even if you don't know the answer, sometimes similar words will be there in the answers to some extent. And it's not like everywhere you are applying this, then it will not work. So deep ecologism means, what is shallow ecologism? Anthropogenic centricity. That is, humans are the center of ecosystem. We are some kind of highly advanced species. Everything should be based on human interest, human needs. That is shallow ecologism. Now we are slowly shifting towards deep ecologism. This says that there is no concept of advanced species. Every species have equal right to live and prosper in this planet. So that idea is being promoted by deep ecologism concepts. Exactly, not aware of it. You'll have to search. Okay, concept you got right. Go ahead, answer the 26th question. There may be some mistake in the explanation file. Currently, check this. Okay. What is the answer? Answer is B, you are saying. Which of the option is correct? Actually, NGT does not deal with Wildlife Protection Act. It is correct statement. Almost all other act it deals with. Water Act, Air Act, EPA of 1986. Almost all other Environment Act it deals with. But it does not deal with Wildlife Protection Act. So option 1 is correct. 2 and 3 should be very much easy options. NJT are subordinate to high courts. Like most of the tribunals cannot be above high court unless it is an appellate tribunal. So Supreme Court has given judgment, it should be subordinate to high court itself. Almost all the tribunal systems in India. Secondly, it is not laid down by procedure under Code of Civil Procedure Act 1990. The strict procedures are not followed in reaching the decisions. Natural justice is given priority. Okay. So this is a very factual information. Rest too you can apply the concepts from your knowledge base. Which one? So you have some issues, go to local courts. So these are some information regarding it. All other acts like Water Act, Forest Conservation Act, Environment Protection Act, Public Liability Act, almost all other Environment Act are under the NGT, but not the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. And Indian Forest Act also is not part of it. Okay, Indian Forest Act also. Two acts are not part of NGT. Go ahead. Answer the 27th question. What is the answer? Saying it can be A or B. Answer is A. It is launched by Niti Aayog itself. The idea is access to public government data by data more accessible to people. National Data Analytics Platform launched by Niti Aayog itself. Okay, very factual question. Answer the 28th question. What is the answer? Oh, it can be A. What is one concept you can apply? Collective Security Treaty Organization. What is Collective Security Treaty of USA? What is collective security means? If one country, 4 countries are part of the pact, one country is being attacked, it is like considered as an attack to all these countries. So what is US-led initiative of collective security? That is NATO. And if US is having such a big system, it is very difficult. Collective Security Treaty Organization is led by US. So one is high probability of getting wrong. Second option, it has only post-Soviet Union state countries as members. Now you can be sure of one thing, both A and B cannot be the answer. If US is leading a grouping, it cannot have members of post-Union state, Soviet Union, post-Soviet Union countries. Like even the Ukraine war, one way or the other is related to US present in the neighborhood of Russia. So 1 and 2 cannot be the answer. 1 can be mostly wrong. So either you can guess it, or if you know, the answer is B. Otherwise, at least guess from these two, B or D. Okay, these are other countries which are part of Collective Security Treaty Organization. Mainly Central Asian countries are part of it. Kazakhstan, all these countries, Uzbekistan and all. Okay. Where it is? This one. This is Armenia. It is part of it. Go ahead. Answer the 29th question. Okay, what is the answer? It's also a very factual question. If you know, you know. Otherwise, don't juggle too much. At least this one you should know. Kalighat painting is part of West Bengal itself. So this cannot be the answer. Now from the rest, you have to make some scientific guess or leave the answer. Sanjani painting is from Uttar Pradesh itself. It is a Hindi name, so it cannot be part of Telangana. Yeah, you can guess like that to some extent. Rogan painting is a part of Gujarat. So this is right. 2 and 3 will be the answer. Okay. Other list of paintings and states are given in your note. You can go through it. So the answer is also there. Answer the last question. हो गया? Absence of moisture in upper atmosphere favor heat wave formation. So what is first statement? It's still 50 degrees Celsius. So it cannot be right, because 50 degrees Celsius very rarely crosses, only in some places of India. But heat waves are being declared in many states, including Kerala, tropical states, or Delhi, all over. So 50 somewhere or the other cannot be the answer. In second option, clear sky. Here it is. Clear sky should be a part of practically cloudless sky. This will lead to better formation of heat waves. Like anticyclonic movement will be there, anticyclonic system will be generated, and there will be, okay. Thank you. There will be no movement of the air leading to heat waves. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you so much. If you want more, you can join more question, you can join the test series. Otherwise, continue attending the class. All the best.